Hello everyone. In today's lesson, Arabic letter shapes in a word, I will introduce you to the two letters fa and qaf. Okay, now, the fa and qaf, they both belong to the friendly letters that comprise part of their shape to fit in a word in different positions. Here the fa has this first part as a loop directly joined to the rest of the body that extends to a slightly curved edge. It looks exactly this part like the ba, ta, and tha. And then here we have the qaf, also starts with a loop, and then there's this short line that joins the loop with the curvy part of the letter. This curvy part looks exactly like the curve of the sin, shin, sad, and dad. Now, why did I group these two letters together? First of all, because both of them, they start with a loop. The second reason is that they follow the same pattern when they are shape-shifting within different positions in a word. Now, before we move to the different positions of these two letters, let's take a look at the second part of the letters for the fa and qaf. Now here, as we mentioned, that it looks like the ba, ta, and tha, and here this curvy part looks like the sin, shin, sad, dad, and sin, shin, sad, and dad. Now we've been through this scenario before when we had the ba, ta, tha in different positions, and the curvy part. We know what we do with the curvy part when there's the curve in a letter. So you can guess what parts are we gonna compromise when we place these two letters in different positions. So let's take a look. Okay, now let's look at both two letters, fa and qaf. Here are the isolated forms, and here we have the initial position. I want you to look carefully to the two loops here, and then move to the initial position. Something changed. Now here in the fa and qaf, they both took the same loop shape. The fa was used to be connected directly to the rest of the body, but now it raised and has this short line similarly to the qaf. And of course, it was the second part was omitted, the one that ended with a slightly curve. And of course, here with the qaf, we completely omitted the curve, or we stretch it. Now, let's look at the medial position. Here, we got rid of the short stand or the short line that was rising above the line, holding the two loops. And here we extended a line before the letter and after the letter for both letters fa and qaf. As you can see, both letters, they look like a knot. The only difference that we can distinguish between them is by the dot. So here they look like a knot without any stand or short line above or under the loop. And finally, in the final position, like all other letters, the fa and qaf, they restore their original shape, but of course, they still extend a line before the letter when the condition or when the preceded letters allows, because we have these resisting letters that do not allow the letter to be connected to. But here, if the two letters, the fa and qaf, they are preceded by friendly letters like them, they will simply extend short line and then they will be in their original shape. So as you can see, we have here different changes that took place. For example, here in the initial position, there was a stand for the loop at the beginning of the letter. In the middle, both letters look like a knot, and there is no stand. And at the begin and at the fine in the final position, or at the final position, the shape of the letter restored its original shape. Now let's look at examples to see how these changes actually look when they are blended with other letters. Here with the fa, as you can see here. Here in the middle of the word, the fa is dealt with as if it's at the beginning of a word because it is preceded by the letter ra, one of the resisting letters. And as we took or as we learned from previous lessons, when the word in the middle of a word, sorry, the letter within when it's in the middle of the word and preceded by a resisting letter, we deal with it as if it is at the beginning of a word. And of course, here the final position, the two letters they restored their original shape. Okay, and now let's quickly visually revise the shaping or the shape shifting of the two letters fa and qaf within different positions in a word, because there's a lot of small changes that you should pay attention to. Now these are the isolated forms. They obviously look different. Now in the initial position, as you can see, they both have the same shape of the loop, and this line we can consider it as the stand of the loop. So it's like a circle with a stick beneath. Then when they are in the middle, they are tied as a knot, and they lose the stand. And finally, at the end of the word, they restore their original shape, and of course, they still lend a hand before them. And that was all for today's lesson. Thank you for watching. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.